All right, so I'm here to try to really explain to you this whole idea of constant proportionality, or the letter K, right? That's what it is, and how to incorporate that into an equation. So I have here, like we had last week, two tables. A recipe that includes butter and sugar at a ratio of 4 to 3. So if you remember, the K is the value that, like the multiplier that goes to create 4, and multiply by something gets you 3. Well, the multiplier in this case, you can get it from going vertically to the unit rate of 1, and it's like times 1/4. So 3 times 1/4 logically is 3/4. So that's the unit rate for this table, is 3/4. K equals 3 3/4. That's a 3. And so then the other direction, well, I'm not going to go that right now. Okay, so then going here for sugar to butter, it's the same ratio, but it's reversed. Now sugar 3 to butter 4. And again, I could think about it vertically, and to go from 3 to 1, I can multiply by 1/3, which is the same thing as dividing by 3. And so vertically on the right column, 4 times 1/3 is 4/3. So in this example, in this table, the constant is 4/3, which is the reciprocal of 3/4. And that happens because I flipped around the two columns. Okay, now what I'm going to try to explain here in a different color is this whole idea of two variables, x and y. And so if we have butter as the x variable and y as the sugar variable, then sometimes it's important to be able to write an equation in the form of y equals the constant proportionality times x. So at this point, given this side, I could write it as y equals 3/4 of x. And let's see if that's really true. So I named the sugar column the y, and if I plug in or substitute in 3 for y, 3 equals the constant 3/4 times the x value, which is 4, and is 3/4 times 4 3. Yes, because this is the same thing as 12/4, and 12/4 simplifies to 3. So therefore, this is the correct equation that matches the table. And so now we can figure out for any given amount of butter, say I needed 10 cups of butter, I plug in the 10 and do 10 times 3/4 and get my output of y, which will give me the amount of sugar. So that equation works in that example. And so let's see if it works similarly when I have flip-flopped the sugar and the butter columns. And I'm debating whether I should flip the x and the y, because that's how I did it. I think I'm going to do that. So now sugar is going to be the x, and butter is going to be the y. And I know that the k is 4/3. So let's write the initial, let's write it as y equals 4/3 of x. And this is true. If I plug in x for sugar, which is 3, my computer's running a little slow, is 4/3 times 3. Does that equal the y value, or the butter, of 4? Well, yes, because 4/3 times 3 is 12/3, and 12/3 simplifies or divides to 4. So this k, even though it's switched based on the columns, when I named the y and the x always came first. If you notice, x is first in each column, x, x. even though it went from being the butter value on the left side to the sugar on the other side. That seems like it didn't matter. So that's the way it works. Now I'm going to try to end this video. Where's my recording? Where did my video go?
How do we put the fire out?
Impossible.